Yo, welcome back to the channel. First of all, thank you all for clicking on the video. Thank you all for watching the videos. Now, how are we all doing? I'm doing great. If you're wondering, I'm doing great. Just had my second meal of the day, which is also my pre-workout meal. What did I have? 250 grams of chicken, 70 grams of carbs coming from rice, 100 grams of veggies, and 10 grams of carbs coming from orange. Yeah, I ate it. I was about to show you the orange, but I only have lemons on my table, so yeah, I had an orange, 10 grams of carbs from orange, and yeah, that's my pre-workout meal. Higher carb, same protein as always, and low fat. That's what I like to eat. I like to feel empty when I'm training. I don't want to feel bloated, and that's why I like to train after my sometimes first, but most of the time after my second meal. That's when I feel the strongest. That's when I feel the best. Right now, having my second cup of coffee before I go in and train, and second cup of coffee for the day. This is my limit right now in the off season. I limit my caffeine intake. I mean, I don't limit it, I just don't feel the need for it. You know, I just lowered it compared to prep. In prep I was having like 4 cups of coffee per day. No energy drinks, no pre-workouts. I don't spend money on those. I like the taste of coffee more, and I like to save money on I like to save money that way, but I like to save money by not buying energy drinks and pre-workouts. So it's a win-win situation. And with that saved money, I can buy more coffee, and I like the taste of coffee more. So, like I said, win-win situation in my opinion. But yeah, as the food is getting higher and higher, I lose the caffeine doesn't sit with me well. That's what I'm trying to say. It suppresses my appetite a little bit, and I feel it stimulates me too much. You know, that stimulation is okay when I'm low energy in prep. I can use more caffeine throughout the day, and I feel good on it. But right now, if I go above like 2 cups, maybe 3 tops of coffee per day, that's my max. If I go above that, I feel the effects of caffeine more. I get more jittery, and I don't like the way it makes me feel if I go above that certain threshold. I feel like I can't get into a relaxed state where I'm growing. Yeah, that's how I would describe it. Hope you get it, but that's just me, man. Also, before my session, I just had my injectable L-carnitine. I really like that because it's like a fat burner. It helps me sweat more, but it helps me with endurance. That's the biggest the biggest changes I feel when I start using it is more sweating, a little bit better pumps, I have to admit, and more endurance. And it's not a stimulant, so that's why that's why I've been using it for the past. I mean, I used it through whole prep and I stayed on it, and I don't know if I will throw it out of my routine or regiment, whatever you want to call it, but for now I'm liking it. And of course, did I mention it's injectable? Injectable is much better. Don't waste your money on oral L-carnitine. If you can get the injectable one, that's the way to go, because the bioavailability of the oral one is poor, like 10%, and you can get some gut problems if you use too much oral L-carnitine. You can get a buildup of TMAO, and you can resolve that with some garlic. But yeah, you don't want to go that deep into it and get the problems. Just forget about it. Injectable is king. I have to stop ranting. Sometimes I can't stop myself when I start talking about one thing. I want to describe 100 different scenarios that you need to know about the thing, because I don't know who's listening. Maybe, you know, someone is listening and he doesn't know anything, and then I like to cover all the different angles of what you're using, what you can get from it, negative side effects, yada yada yada. So yeah, but where was I? Caffeine, L-carnitine. Yeah, those are my fat burners for the off season. I do use sometimes a little bit of yohimbine in the morning. You know, it helps me. I mean, in theory, it will help you burn fat from your lower back, you know, those stubborn body fat areas. And My logic is, since I'm gonna keep on doing my cardio throughout the whole this bulk off season, whatever you want to call it, if I use a little bit of yohimbine here and there before my cardio, maybe I can prevent that fat gain in the lower back area, and that's the part of my body that gets in shape last. So yeah, I'm trying to prevent fat gain there, and hopefully next time I prep it will be much easier to get my lower back tight and in shape for the competition. You know, I get shredded glutes before I get shredded lower back. But yeah, hey, that's genetics, that's the cards I've been dealt with, so I have to play the game. Today on the menu, back day, back with a little bit of arms. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this coffee and I'll catch you guys at the gym for exercise number 1. I'm gonna start off with back, finish off with some arms, gonna take you through the back part of the workout, and yeah, let's chat, let's train, let's grow, and yeah, catch you guys at the gym. Okay, going back to my usual routine where I always started my back workouts with pull downs. I don't know, I just connect with them well, and having them at the start or pullovers is my go-to. So every single workout you see me do, most of the time it will be either pull downs, pullovers. When you say pull downs, it's the same as pull ups or assisted pull ups. So dead motion or pullover. I rarely start out with a row. I don't know why, but yeah, that's just me, man. There are no rules. Do whatever you want. But hey, workout is 4 exercises for the back, 2 sets on each. You know, 8 to 10, 8 to 12 on the first set, a little bit heavier, and then drop off some weight for the back off set, and do like 10 to 15 on the second set. Everything is just straight sets, 8 overall for the back, then a little bit of rear delts, a little bit of bis, tris, and that's it. Okay, let's go, let's work. One more thing, when you're doing pull downs, try to keep a stack, don't lean too much back. Try to stay upright where your rib cage is on top of your pelvis. Yeah, it's like I will film the second set from the side, so we will see how I'm trying to keep that stack, and that way I feel most of the tension on my back where I want to feel it. You know, if I start leaning back, it's not a lat exercise anymore or teres exercise, it's more of an upper back exercise. So that's why I try to avoid too much leaning back and things like that. You know, I'm basically turning a pull down into a row if I lean too much back. So that's not the goal here. The goal is hit a little bit of lower lats overall, teres, and yeah, let's work. Well, this is a major plus of filming your sets. I just reviewed the footage of that second set on the lat pull down, and I think I can execute the movement even better. You know, I was leaning too much. I mean, I wasn't, but I think I can stay even more upright, and hit the lats and hit the teres even better. But hey, it's okay. Now let's do the meat and potatoes for the back, which is chest supported T-bar rows for me. This is an exercise that I'm obsessed in terms of progressing the weight here. On every single body part I have exercises that I'm very obsessed with and I want to progress as much as possible. For back, it's the chest supported T-bar rows. For my legs, it's the pendulum squats, and for my chest is incline barbell bench. So those 3 are very important to me, and the rest, you know, I also try to progress on every other exercise, but I'm not so obsessed with it like on the other 3. So yeah, hopefully I set a new PR. I mean, not hopefully, I will set a new PR here. So Let's go, let's lock in, and let's work. Nice. Whew. Okay, I'm getting stronger. That's good. Whew. Okay, one more row. This one. And then I'm gonna finish off with some single arm stuff. I haven't done single arm stuff for the back in quite a while. And I'm thinking like a high to low cable pull down. Yeah, you could call it like that. You know what exercise I mean. Okay, let's go. Same thing, man. 8, 10, 8, 12, 10 to 15 on the second set. And here, you want to watch out for, don't lean too much back. Then you're working, I mean, if you lean too much back, you're working your lower back. And I don't want to do that here. Same thing on the chest supported T-bar row. If you start leaning back too much as you're pulling the weight, you're taking away tension from the upper back in that case. In this case, I'm taking away tension from the lats and putting it on my lower back if I lean back as I'm pulling. So I like to stay in one position, stretch my lats using my arms, not my whole body, and doing this stuff. I don't think that's necessary. And that way I can stay in one position and just row and grow a thick pair of lats. Okay, let's go. Okay, nice. Okay, single arm lat pull down. Whew. Here, same thing, man. Nice stretch at the top. But notice, I ain't stretching out my lat like this. I'm keeping my shoulder in the socket. Yeah, you could call it like that. And here, I already feel my lat fully stretched. I don't need to do all of this, move my body, and then let the weight pull my shoulder out of the socket and do this stuff. Nah, man, that way I lose the tension from the lat. I want to keep my shoulder in and just stretch it right here. I don't need to do this. I don't want to see any elevation, in my shoulder when performing this exercise in that stretch. At least that's how I do it. You will see a lot of guys do it differently. This is what I do. You do what you want. Oh, nice. Whew. Okay, workout done. After that last back exercise, I did 1 for rear delts, 2 for bis, 2 for tris, and that's it. And today I learned a very valuable lesson, and that is to never ever again in my life will I put arm training at the end of my workout, because I noticed last week I did arms before my back and I had much better connection with my arms and everything was better. The pump, the contraction, everything was much better. I feel like if I do a body part at the end of my workout and I don't connect well with it, it's a problem. For example, my arms, that's the only reason why I'm not gonna ever do them last in my workout, because I need all the mental focus, all the energy. I know it may sound ridiculous to some of you, but trust me, as you get more and more experienced, you will understand what I'm saying. You know, I just feel I can't connect with it, you know, as I can if I go into a session fresh and I do it at the start, because last week I did that and the contractions, everything, like I said, was much better. This week I did it at the end. I mean, today I did it at the end, and I've noticed that it makes a big difference, at least for me, you know. For some of my strong body parts and, you know, if I had quads at the end of the workout, that's not ever a problem because that's my strongest body part. But for arms, I really need to be careful, and I will never ever do that again, man. So yeah, learning, man, learning. After so many years in the gym, I'm still learning. That's why I love bodybuilding, you know, you never stop learning. So from now on, arms every time at the start of the session. You know, the other session in the week, I have arms and then back later. And also the same thing. I get much better contraction, much better pumps, and I still hit my back pretty good, even if I do back at the end, you know. So yeah, that's I will make that change from now on. One more thing I want to say is you may see me now when you were watching the videos. The biggest mistake I see people make, and I personally make, is tilting my head down and maybe going into a shrug a little bit when training my back. And that's what I've been, you know, trying to correct myself mid-set. You will see my head is down and I'm rowing, especially on the rows. Not as much as on the pull-downs, but on rows this happens a lot. You know, you'll see guys row and then head goes down, and then they just start, you know, like shrugging the weight, taking away tension from the lats if they're trying to row for the lats and things like that. And you can see me mid-set, I'm working, head drops down, and then I remember, oh, I need to keep my head up, and then I immediately pull my head up, and then, you know, as the set comes closer and closer to failure, you will see maybe a couple of last reps, head drops down, because it's easier like that, you know. That's one of the reasons, you know, it's easier because you're including other muscle groups and the leverages are in your favor to pull as much weight as you can, and the tension is taken away from the back muscles that you're trying to hit when you start dropping the head. So yeah, head up, row, and you will have much better contractions and much better pumps in your back. You will have better results in your back training. That's it for today, man. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one. I'm out. Peace out.